Hi, this is Julie Ives. I will be presenting Milk and Dairy Products, Chapter 7. The objectives of Chapter 7 include the history of milk, specific chemical and physical properties of milk, what common products are on the market today, the health benefits and then environmental concerns of the milk industry. It is the nature of mammals to consume their mother's milk. About 11,000 to 9,500 years ago, humans began the consumption of goat or sheep milk. Livestock domestication influenced this consumption of milk and production of dairy products from milk. Archaeological evidence has proven that milk was processed and not just From the Middle Ages through the 18th century, changes in the ways milk was used and handled evolved slowly. Typically, women milked livestock, churned butter, and processed milk into cheese. The production of milk products developed in different parts of the world, but was not well controlled and became contaminated. Cheese became popular on the international market and in France in the mid-19th century. The immigration of European colonists to America introduced the use of dairy cows. The Industrial Revolution changed ways milk was produced and transported. Refrigeration invention increased safer storage and availability as well. The creation of milking machines and churners in the 1830s increased supply and quality of milk. By 1900, purified cheese cultures led to improved cheese production and quality. Just before the mid-20th century, consumption of milk and dairy products grew incredibly in many nations around the world. Milk and milk products have different chemical and physical properties. In general, milk is in a liquid form, and products made from milk can be in liquid, semi-liquid, semi-solid, or solid form. Cow's milk is made of different molecules, including milk fat, proteins, salts, sugars, vitamins, and water. It includes minerals such as salts, potassium, magnesium, calcium, chloride, phosphate, sulfate, and citrate. It is slightly acidic with a pH of 6.5 to 6.7. Different vitamins in milk include vitamin C, vitamin A, and riboflavin. Lactose is the sugar that is found in milk, and it is not very water soluble. There are two proteins in milk. The first is casein, made of calcium and phosphate ions, which form bundles called micelles. It is the micelles in combination with the fat globules that give milk its whitish color or appearance. Generally, micelles are separated, keeping milk in a liquid form. When milk is exposed to renin, a stomach enzyme, these micelles clump together, forming curds. This process of casein clumping or coagulating is also called curdling. It is the key to begin the process of cheese making. Proteins found in the liquid portion of curdled milk is called whey. Whey does not coagulate or denature. Heat affects the composition of whey. It contains lactoglobulins, which is a mix of proteins after the casein is removed. When heated to 165 degrees Fahrenheit, some of these lactoglobulins react and produce a gas, which gives the typical cooking aroma. Whey is also used in the production of ricotta cheese, and it is used as a food additive in some baked goods and some animal food products. Two processes were developed to make milk safe and more appealing for consumers: pasteurization and homogenization. Pasteurization is the process of heating a food or a beverage to a high enough temperature to destroy harmful pathogenic bacteria. All grade A milk is required by law to be pasteurized before being sold. Milk is heated to a temperature of 161 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 seconds. Pasteurization was developed by a French scientist, Louis Pasteur. Homogenization is the process of reducing a substance such as the fat globules in milk to extremely small particles and distributing them uniformly throughout the fluid. When milk is properly homogenized, the cream does not rise to the top. This process involves forcing the milk through small openings under high pressure, breaking up the fat globules. Cream may be homogenized to produce a stable emulsion. Milk is highly perishable. It requires refrigeration or it spoils. Heat, sunlight, and acidity exposure can affect milk quality. Milk in clear containers should be stored in darker areas. During cooking, curdling can occur with the addition of heat to the milk. This can cause issues while making soups or sauces. To prevent curdling, use fresh milk and carefully control the heat level while cooking. Also during cooking, a skin may form on the surface of milk. This is due to the combination of casein and calcium. As water evaporates from the milk, it leaves a concentrated protein on the top surface. Unfortunately, if you remove the skim, it results in the removal of the majority of nutrients found in the milk. To minimize the skin formation, cover the pan when cooking or whip it up a little to slow down the evaporation. Scorching can also occur while cooking. It happens because casein micelles in whey protein drop to the bottom of the pan and they stick to the bottom and they burn. The best way to prevent scorching is to use a medium to low heat or a double broiler while using or cooking milk. There are many types of milk products on the market today. They range from processed milks to many different types of cheeses and many yogurts. Most can be purchased at your local grocery store or specialty store. Fresh cow's milk is popular as a beverage, and it can be used in many recipes. There are different types of milk available on the market, which vary in their amounts of fat. Whole milk contains 3.5% fat. Reduced fat milk contains 2% milk fat. Low-fat milk contains 1% milk fat. Non-fat milk is referred to as skim milk or fat-free milk. and it contains less than 0.5% milk fat. Cream is a richer form of milk in which the fat globules are more concentrated. It has at least 18% milk fat. On the market, there is half and half, which is equal parts of cream and whole milk, and it contains 18 to 30% milk fat. It's typically used in coffees or cereals. Light cream contains about 20% milk fat and is also used in coffees, baked goods, or soups. Whipping cream is the thickest, and it contains 30 to 36% milk fat. It is mainly used to be whipped into foam to use for desserts or to add flavors to custards or mousses. Then there is heavy cream, and it contains at least 36% milk fat and is mainly used as a thickener for sauces and desserts. Cultured dairy products are products that are formed by adding specific bacterial cultures to liquid milk. This bacteria converts the lactose in milk into lactic acid, which produces a tangy flavor and a velvety texture. The lactic acid also protects against unwanted growth of other pathogens. Buttermilk is produced by adding Streptococcus lactis to fresh, pasteurized, low-fat or non-fat milk. It is traditionally used in baked goods such as pancakes or as a beverage. Sour cream is made by adding the same culture as that in buttermilk to pasteurized, homogenized light cream, and it results in a tangy white gel-textured product called sour cream. It is used in many baked goods and as a condiment. It can be found in regular fat content, which is about 18%, or light fat content, which is 40% less than the regular version. Crème fraîche is popular in French cuisine. It is thinner and richer than sour cream, but has a similar tart and tangy flavor. Yogurt is made by adding the cultures of bacteria such as Lactobacillus bulgaricus and Streptococcus thermophilus to milk. This bacteria consumes the lactose as an energy source that's in the milk, and it releases lactic acid. The result is a creamy product with a slight tart taste. Plain yogurt is made from whole milk, low-fat or non-fat milk with no flavors. There are other varieties of yogurts with added fruit or flavorings. There are many forms of butter produced from milk. These include salted, unsalted, European style, which is a creamier version, whipped, which is easier to spread, as well as a reduced calorie butter. Ice cream is another product made from milk. It's usually a combination of milk, a sweetening agent like sugar, as well as added solids like fruit or other solids like nuts or chocolate. Ice milk is also made similar to ice cream, but it has less fat in it. There are many types of cheeses around the world. All cheeses are made in a similar manner. The process begins with milk, usually from a cow, goat, or sheep. The protein in milk is coagulated by adding an enzyme, typically called renin. As the milk coagulates, it separates into solid curds and the liquid portion called whey. These curds are made into cheese, usually fresh cheese, which is unripened or ripened and pressed into different forms. The process of ripening cheese is the curds are drained and then different methods are applied to the curds, such as heating or adding bacteria or soaking. Then different flavorings are added. After curing the cheese, it's allowed to ripen under controlled conditions until the desired texture, flavor, and color is obtained. Cheeses can be categorized by their firmness, their texture, and there are cheeses such as fresh cheese, soft ripened, semi-soft, firm, and hard. Fresh cheese includes cream cheese, ricotta, and cottage cheese, to name a few. To make fresh cheese, the milk is curdled and then drained without much additional processing. Fresh cheese can spoil fairly quickly. They are soft, have a mild flavor, and are spreadable. Soft ripened cheeses are also called surface ripened cheeses. They are usually made from cow's milk with a starter culture added to the surface. This mold or starter culture on the outer surface breaks down the outside and creates a rind. The cheese actually ripens or ages from the outside in, lending a very creamy texture on the inside and a mild flavor. Typical soft ripened cheeses are Boursin, Camembert, and Brie. Semi-soft cheeses are usually mild, buttery flavor with a smooth, creamy texture. They have a moisture level of about 40 to 50%, slightly lower than the soft ripened cheeses. They are aged for less than 2 months. They are usually a light ivory color. Some semi-soft cheeses are Gouda, Fontina, and Gorgonzola. Firm cheeses have a moisture content of about 30 to 40%. They are usually called semi-hard cheeses. They have a light brown, light yellow, or orange color and a smooth, textured interior. Some firm cheeses have tiny holes or eyes. Firm cheeses include Swiss, Manchego, Gruyere, and Cheddar. Hard cheeses have the least amount of moisture at about 30%. They are aged for longer periods than other cheeses. They usually have a very salty, intense flavor with a grainy texture. They are referred to as grana. Their color ranges, but is typically lighter tan or lighter gold. More popular hard cheeses are Parmesan, Assaggio, and Pecorino Romano. Milk and milk products should be purchased with a grade A label that are made with pasteurized milk. Always check the sell-by date on products. They should have a mild sweet flavor and should have no signs of spoilage. When purchasing cheese, check the color and the rind and make sure that it is unbroken and clean. Always check the packaging to make sure that it is undamaged. When planning a menu using dairy and milk products, always refer to the recommended daily allowances. for the proper age range. When using milk and dairy products in food preparation, there are a variety of recipes and ways that you can use these products. Keep in mind the following guidelines when cooking with milk or milk products. Try to prevent curdling, prevent scorching, prevent skin from forming on the top of milk while cooking. Also, while cooking with cheese, it should be heated at low temperatures for short periods of time, because high temperatures can cause cheese to have an undesired texture. Cheeses should be added to hot sauces towards the end of the cooking process. Also, monitor the cooking of cheese closely so that it does not burn. Milk contains the 3 macronutrients: carbohydrates, fats, and protein. Milk provides at least 10% of the recommended daily allowance for many essential nutrients such as calcium, potassium, phosphorus, protein, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin B12, riboflavin, and niacin. Only milk, compared to other dairy products, has all of these essential nutrients. Dietary Guidelines for America recommends a serving of 3 cups of non-fat or low-fat dairy products a day for people that are 9 years old and up. It recommends 2 cups a day for those that are 2 to 8 years old. Dairy products contain calcium. Calcium is a mineral important for healthy bones and teeth, a healthy nervous system, and it assists in release of hormones for muscle function. Cheese is a great source of calcium and phosphorus. Vitamin D works with calcium to help grow and maintain healthy bones. Vitamin D is added to commercial cow's milk, a process called fortification. Research has shown a correlation between increasing calcium intake through consumption of dairy products and lower accumulation of body fat. Research also shows milk consumption post-exercise is an effective way to replenish energy that the body needs, such as carbohydrates to refuel muscles and protein to reduce muscle breakdown. Eating milk and dairy products, which contain calcium, is also an excellent way to maintain bone health, and it aids in preventing bone loss, which could lead to osteoporosis. Yogurt contains probiotics, which are live microorganisms which provide benefits for digestive health. Some research has also shown consumption of low-fat dairy products may help prevent chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Food technology has helped increase the shelf life of milk and dairy products. These products include powdered milk and canned milks. Also, food technology has helped to create dairy substitutes for those individuals that have allergies or intolerances towards milk. These milks are almond milk, rice milk, and soy milk. There are certain pathogens that are very dangerous that contaminate milk and dairy products. These pathogens are Salmonella and E. coli, as well as several others. They're most dangerous to young children, pregnant and lactating women, as well as older adults. The USDA, FDA, and EPA have set in place specific monitoring programs to help ensure the quality and safety of milk and dairy products. There are several environmental issues associated with the dairy industry. These are the emissions of greenhouse gas, the use of non-renewable energy sources, as well as water use. One way to reduce the impact of these environmental issues is to reduce or decrease the production of methane gas. Also, the use of organic practices in producing the animal's food, which is fodder, will help to reduce the use of fertilizers and pesticides. There are several health concerns with consuming dairy and dairy products for humans. One is the treatment of dairy cows with growth hormone, RBST. Apparently, it is linked to causing tumors in humans. This growth hormone promotes lactation in cows, increasing milk production. Another health concern is the use of antibiotics to treat cows. When humans consume dairy and dairy products, these antibiotics are then transferred into the humans and create an antibody resistance. This increases illness in humans. Other health concerns are the use of pesticides and fertilizers on cow fodder.